Right, have you any questions before we start?
No, I don't think so, no.
Just chill and give us a lovely smooth drive.
Yeah.
Don't stare.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Today we're doing a mock test with Darren. Darren, tell me a bit about yourself. How many lessons have you had with me?
I've had, I would say about, would you say about 18 hours altogether? 16, 18 hours?
15, 16 hours.
Something like that, yeah.
He said he'd driven a long time ago. How many years ago?
15 years ago.
And you reckon he's really good?
I was pretty decent.
I don't know what he was driving. But first attempt at a mock test, if he passes, he gets the £200. Tell him what you're going to spend it on, Darren.
Probably it's going to go towards in a morning watch.
In a morning watch.
In a morning watch.
200 quid.
That's
right.
Not even touching the sides. It's not even touching the sides.
Right. Right. Anything you're not sure about before we start?
I'm fine. I think I'm all right. I think so.
38 to 40 minutes, depending on traffic. Various traffic road conditions. One manoeuvre, possibly the control stop. And you will be driving independent by way of sat-nav signs. Okay.
Okay.
We're going to do signs today.
Okay.
Throughout the drive, follow the road ahead at all times unless you're directed by signs and markings, unless you turn, which you will do some good time. Do you understand that?
Yes.
One question before we start. Tell me how you switch your headlights. Tell me how you put your switch your headlights to main beam.
You would switch to dipped headlights first, and then you would pull the stalk out, and then the main headlights would come
Push it out, yeah?
Push it out.
And how do you know they're on in the car?
You'd see a blue light.
Good. Well, I'm going to wish the very best of luck if you just turn left out of here.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Start the car first time.
At the end of the road, turn left. Minor fault number one. Darren, you swing quite wide here. Had there been a car coming from your left and you caused that car to stop, then you would have recorded a serious fault. This was just your eyeball. You were looking at the wrong place at the wrong time when you're merging. You should have been following that curve around with your eyeballs. When it's safe to do so, could you show me how you'd open and close your window? At the end of the road, turn right. Minor fault number two. Darren, you get too close to this Audi in front. You need to stop at least a good half a car length back, so it leaves enough time for you to move round if they break down, or sometimes you're on the hill, it could roll back and gives you enough time to sound the horn. Doesn't look too bad on video here, but you should be further back than this. Pull up close to the next parked car, but leave enough room to move off about the car length. Just about the car length. Serious fault number one for you, Darren. Darren, I watched you use your mirrors to pull up and you didn't react to what you seen in the mirrors. There was a car coming up quite fast and close behind. You should have told them that you were pulling up on the left-hand side. I've seen other cars nearly going to the back of us when pulling up at the side of the road. You did put a signal on, but it was very, very late. You were proudly stopping the car. Minor fault number three, Darren. You walloped the curb with my front wheel. Damn, it's painful. Thank you. Now you drive him when you feel ready. Minor fault number 4, Darren, you don't check your blind spot before you move off. Had there been something there, it would have been a serious fault. Could you pull up the convenient place on the left? Start of independent drive. Follow the signs for Durham. Shout out to Mr. Paul Heron. If you're looking for a paint and decorate in Durham, this is the guy you want. He's a top man, very honest as the day is long, hard working. I taught this guy to drive many years ago. He took to like a duck to water, and he bossed it first time. Also taught his son Aidan, lovely guy. He also smashed it first time, but if I had to compare these two, young Aidan couldn't lace his dad's boots when it comes to learn to drive a car. So remember, people, if you're looking for a paint decorator, Google this guy. He's got an excellent reputation, and get yourself some painting done. Paul, that's a drink you owe me, mate. I will tell you in good. I will change it, but I'll tell you in good time. Okay.
On the side for Durham.
For Durham, yeah. Minor fault number 5. Darren, yeah, you looked over your shoulder, but then it was a good 10 seconds before you moved off. You should have looked again. Could have been anybody crossing the road. So the last thing you want to do, just when you know you're going to go, get that blind spot in over the right shoulder, and then off you go. Serious fault number 2 for you, Darren. Oh. Darren, what does that say on the road? It says keep clear. It doesn't say it once, it says it twice. Believe it or not, I had a pupil pass. He stopped in the Keep Clear way in Sunderland one time a fair few years back. I was in the back of the car, and the pupil stopped in the Keep Clear way, and the examiner only marked it as a driver fault. The reason he gave it a driver fault was because the Keep Clear was just keeping his field entrance opening, so he just marked it as a minor. Now this Keep Clear way here, well, I've sat in the back of the car and I've had a pupil who had a PhD in whatever subject, and he went and sat in the middle of this Keep Clear way on his driving test, and the examiner gave him a serious fault. Must be just your eyeballs, Darren, not reading the road. Dangerous fault number 1 for you, Darren. Darren, I've had to duel you here because you were too close to this parked car. You can't make the examiner feel like he wants to brake, because he will do it if you don't brake. I know you mentioned you want to get past the junction. Well, Darren, you should have sat back the other side of the junction and waited till there's enough for him to get over the other side of the junction. But I don't know what it looks like on video, but you're only about, 6-7 inches away from this car, and I've had to duel you here. So you should have just kept back on the other side of the junction. You've got to keep tyres on, well, I know it's not bulletproof, but tyres on tarmac, at least, 3 metres away, 2 to 3 metres away. So you've got enough time to go around the vehicle if it breaks down, or if it's on a hill it could roll back. It just gives you that bit of wiggle room. Too close, Darren. It's far too close.
I didn't want to block the junction.
No, you're too close. Minor fault number 6, Darren goes down to appropriate speed. You're doing 20 miles an hour in a 40 road. I've no idea why you want to slow the car down. You're going uphill, so you should be putting more gas on. There's no reason to drive this slow on a road like this. Follow the signs for Durham City Centre. Darren, so you're going to move into this right lane now. Your mirror works good, but you've got to react to what you see. You've got cars behind. You need to tell them that you're going to move over into this right lane. Had there been nothing behind, then I wouldn't have given you a minor fault for this, but you've got to tell them what you're doing, or otherwise they'll just come flying past you, think you're just going straight ahead. I've seen motorbikes overtaking this scenario here. Serious fault number 3 for you, Darren. Darren, you've gotten a serious fault because you've not indicated right at the roundabout. If there was nobody on the roundabout, the roads were dead, then yeah, you'd get away with it. Maybe you would pick up a driver fault, but the road is very busy, Darren. You need to tell the road users your intentions and what you're doing. Minor fault number 8, Darren. You stopped past this advanced stop line for the cyclist. Now you only go in a couple of feet, so I've just given you a minor fault. I did have a pupil fail here about a month ago. She only had Veronica. She only had 5 minor faults or something on her sheet. She's going back to the test centre and she plonked the car in the advanced stop line for cyclists. You've got to keep them clear, so it gives room for cyclists to move off at the traffic lights. But look, you didn't get a serious fault. Had you gone any further in, I would have most definitely given you a serious fault for this.
the right.
Minor fault number 9, Darren. Dear me, Darren, what on earth are you doing? Sticking that clutch down, going round this bend. It starts to pick up speed as you go around. Had there been snow on the road there, Darren, or ice, you'd be sliding into that house on the left-hand side. The car's not being driven by the engine. You should have dropped your clutch and put it into second gear and brought the clutch up to the driving point.
Could you pull up in a convenient place on the left? Thank you. You drive on when you feel ready.
Serious fault number 4, Darren. Darren, you let the car roll back quite a bit. Had there been a car behind, close, then I would have given you a dangerous fault for it. Minor fault number 10, Darren, you get too close to this parked car. You should be, there's no need to get this close. You should be moving out to the right a bit. The guidelines they give you can only give a couple of feet 20 miles an hour and 1 foot is 10 miles an hour. But you could have easily moved out and given this more room than what you did for the speed you were travelling.
Pull up on the left before the next parked vehicle. Just a bit further forward. A bit more further forward. That'll do, just up there. Right, what I'd like you to do now is to pull up alongside the car and reverse it back into a park position. Try to do it within 2 car lengths and kind of in your own time when you're ready.
It's car behind. Can't maneuver.
Serious fault number 5 for you, Darren. Believe it or not, Darren, I have had pupils who on these low curbs who've just dropped on the pavement and then quickly realised and just shunted forward straight away. They've just recorded a minor fault for it. But you put your full wheel on the curb, so this would be classed, I'm going to class this as a serious fault. I've had pupils fail for this also. When you felt that slight nudge, you should have just stopped the car, looked all around, then shunted the car forwards and then backwards. Minor fault number 11, Darren. When you shunted forward, you need to look all around the car. Every time my pupil has to shunt forwards on the driving test, there is always a car coming up on the right hand side, and every time my pupils fail. So please look all around before you need to shunt anything backwards or forwards.
And could you drive it forward into one of these bays, look?
Yeah.
So just up past the white car. Swing over to the right.
Yeah.
Drive between that white and red one.
Dangerous fault number 2 for you, Darren. Darren, if I let you drive into this space, you would have hit this car on the right hand side. So I've had to take physical action. Now, twice I've done this on this mock driving test. The examiner record on the DL25 that he's took P. You click the box for P for physical action. Darren, a few years back, pupil coming back from test. I'm standing outside waiting for my pupil to come back. I see you driving into the test centre. The examiner says, can you drive forward into bay? Now I see she's going to drive in between two parked cars. Wasn't bothered in the slightest because I knew she could do it easy. She had 2 driver faults on her sheet. She come back in and she hit the car on the right hand side. It was a red Fiesta, exactly the same colour as the one you tried to drive into. The examiner let it do it. For me, should have stopped it. I lost 20 years no claims through that pupil. The examiner let her hit the car, give her a dangerous fault. It should have passed if she just drove in between the bays or backed up and shunted forwards. And she hit the car and she got it recorded as dangerous fault. So all you had to do here, Darren, was just stop. If you're not sure, just stop, look around, back it up, and then just drive it in.
Stop, you're going to hit that, look.
Do you think?
Do you think? Have a look at that.
I'm going to hit all that.
Well, look at that. What a pupil feel for that right then. Rest your feet.
Nice.
Come off your pedals. What could you have done there straight away?
Too wide.
Yeah. Right, how do you think you've done?
Not amazingly well.
How many serious faults?
3.
7.
7.
Yes. Oh dear. Right, first one. Can you remember when you pulled in and hit the curb?
Yeah. Yeah.
What was behind us?
I didn't know. I don't know.
No, you didn't. There's a white car close behind you. You should have signalled at the time like you were pulling up.
Mm-hmm.
You only got a minor fault for hitting the curb.
Mm-hmm.
What does that say?
Keep clear.
What did you do?
I didn't keep it clear.
Yeah, I've had a pupil feel in exactly the same spot.
Right.
Third one. Behind the car, I had to press the brake here. You're too close to that black car. You said to keep the junction clear.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have moved off. I had to brake for you there. It might not look so bad on video, but you were inches away from it.
I felt as though I was in control.
Why'd I have to brake then? I know I'm a bit of a softie, but if I think you're not going to stop, I'm pressing that brake. It was just too close. You picked a couple of faults up for that earlier.
Yeah.
You're getting too close. Next one, this roundabout here. Ask you to follow the signs for, remember City Centre?
Yeah.
Where is it? Right, number 4. Can you remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
What did you not have on?
Indicator.
No indicator. Next one. Might not look so bad on video, but you're on a hill and you roll back about a good metre. Had there been anything behind, of course you would have had it.
Yeah.
And next one, parallel park where you mounted the verge.
Can't believe I've done that. I can't believe I've done that.
You just left it a bit too late. And the last one, you're going to hit the car.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you mean, yeah? Right.
Oh.
Here's one for you. Pupil comes back off driving test, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm sitting watching my car come in. Funny enough, there was a red car. The exam said, could you drive into the bay, please? So she drove in, and guess what the examiner let her do? He let her hit the car,
All right.
and then he
Right.
failed her right at the end.
Oh no.
She got out of the car and collapsed on the floor. She had 2 driver faults and a dangerous fault at the end of hitting the car.
Devastating that.
You what?
Devastating that.
Right, I'm
Wasn't
gonna.
it? Is the camera still on?
Yeah.
I just want to say, can I say something to the camera?
Yeah.
I s-
Move your leg a minute. Just move it. You what?
I want to say to the camera that I'm a bit gutted about getting that many serious faults, but every day's a school day. And better luck next time.
Do it that way, then let's do it.